Have you ever wondered if it's hard to fly a 747? Stay tuned. I'm going to give you 3 tips that'll help you once you start flying turbine aircraft.
963 heavy, flighting 190, maintain 10,000, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Hey crew, welcome to 74 Gear. My name is Kelsey, I'm a 747 pilot. Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to fly a 747 or large jumbo jet. I'm going to give you 3 tips that'll help you once you transition into flying turbine aircraft. As well, I'm going to tell you about my favorite story of flying the 747, which was one of the first flights I ever had. Alright, so is the plane hard to fly? No, it's not hard to fly. When I got out and started flying the plane in real life, man, really easy to fly, surprisingly so. First tip once you start flying a turbine aircraft is speed management becomes very important. You're going to want to come in on ref speed or ref plus 5 depending on what type of equipment you're flying. And here's why that's important. If as you're coming in and you're on ref or very close to ref plus 5, something in that range, it allows you to leave the power in longer. And what that does is it helps keep your forward momentum going for a longer time period, which allows the descent rate to be arrested. As you get into ground effect, you can pull the power out and it keeps that angle of descent coming in smoothly, and that will generally make your landings a lot smoother. And if you're keeping it close to ref speed, you should be touching in that 1,000-foot zone that everybody talks about. So you should be touching down right on those 1,000-foot markers. If you're keeping it right on glide path and right on ref speed, you can slowly pull the power out and get the landing and grease it in. A common mistake that a lot of people make is they panic, they want to keep the speed high, and then as they get close, they realize they're a little bit high or a little bit fast, and they have to pull the power back in order to land in within the touchdown zone. When you do that, obviously, you stop the forward power coming in, and you increase your descent rate, and which makes your landing or impact harder. If you're having a hard time landing, don't worry about it. You will get it. Just keep practicing. My tip when it comes to landing is look at all the things that you did well, and look at the few things that you did poorly, and focus on what things that you did really well, and look at how you can improve the things you did bad. So that will keep you motivated to keep pushing and keep doing well. So if you came out on ref speed but you didn't flare enough and you kind of pounded it in, okay, not a big deal. Then you'll know, okay, next time I need to flare a little bit more, or next time I need to do this, or I can hold the power in. First tip, just to recap, keep your power in, keep your speed in your scan as you're coming into land, so that way your speed management is on, and that will help you to get your touchdown and be smoother on your landings. Tip number 2, takeoff. Now, takeoff on the 747 or large aircraft like that, you are more prone to a tail strike. What I recommend is let the plane fly itself off the ground. You're going to get given a rotation rate once you start flying larger aircraft, and it's going to be anywhere from 1 to probably 3.5 degrees per second that you should be rotating. Follow in that and let the plane fly itself off the ground. Once you hit your VR speed, slowly rotate, get the nose back, and let the plane fly itself off the ground. What that will do is, 1, it'll make it a much more comfortable ride for the passengers in the back, and 2, what you'll find is as the plane rotates and gets off the ground, you reduce your risk greatly of having a tail strike. Now the second part of the takeoff that's important to keep in mind is, if you're in flight school now, you know when you're taking off into a crosswind, your instructor tells you to keep the aileron into the wind. That's to prevent, especially if you're in a high wing aircraft, the wind getting up underneath your wing and flipping you over. That same technique applies when you start flying a larger aircraft. Our wings are obviously low, but they are very long, and you have the risk of, with a very long wing, is the wind getting underneath it. That's a skill that's good to learn in flight school and to keep it for the rest of your career. Tip number 3. This is going to be a crosswind landing. If you're in flight school, your instructors are generally telling you when you land in a crosswind landing, keep your upwind side ailerons into the wind. It's a skill that's very important as your aircraft start to get bigger. On a large jet, if you leave your ailerons neutral, the wind is coming from, let's say, the left-hand side, it can blow your left-hand wing up, which essentially causes your right-hand engine to hit the ground. Make sure that you keep that muscle memory of keeping your aileron into the wind once you touch down. It's a good skill, and it's important for you long term. I'm gonna give you my favorite memory of flying a 7.4 going into Santiago, Chile. So we're flying over the Andes. It's in the middle of the night. I had been flying all night. It's a clear night and the moon is out, and I'm flying over the Andes and I'm looking down. The mountains are just backlit by the moon, and they're all white, covered in snow. I'm thinking, man, you're gonna pay me to do this? The reason I bring that up is I know when I was going through flight school, I was flying planes that were not always in the best condition. Obviously, I was trying to save money and do it as efficiently, economically, quickly as possible, and I wasn't really enjoying a lot of it. I had some friends saying, isn't it great? It must be so fun. And all I could think of is, man, I just want to be done with this and get on with my career. So I bring this up to tell you, as you get deeper in your career, things start to get more enjoyable. You become more and more competent, and you'll end up having a lot of fun. And you'll have moments like that when you're flying, you're looking out the window thinking, man, I can't believe that I'm getting paid to do this. The tips that I gave you on flying the 747 are skills that will apply to most large aircraft. They're skills that you can start using and applying right now, regardless of the aircraft you're flying, and that will make your transitions into larger jets easier. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Let me know what the last aircraft you flew was and what your dream aircraft is. I look forward to hearing from you. Until then, keep the blue side up.